Four seasons lost. In Austin, I saw him pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Off the mirrors and pit, quick, ready from ear to ear. Craving and raving in grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what I love. The truth is who we are. So the truth will set you free. And today is Monday. I'm excited because my guy, Rory's. Hey, what's up, Nathan Taylor? You're here already, huh? You haven't seen you in about 6 months. I didn't know you were still alive, man.
I know, I exist. I was thinking of something the other day. I never asked you. Is your real name Matthew?
I'm not going to get into all that. It may or may not be.
Okay, I'm just curious. That's a pretty good question.
No, it's Matt.
Okay.
When I'm in trouble, it's Matthew, though.
Okay, so it really is Matthew.
It's Matt T.
Okay. Right.
Why are you getting all up in my business, man? Why are you just trying to throw this all out on the internet? See, you know.
Single thing there is to know about me.
Okay, hold on. You've disappeared from after the storm. People are like, where's Nathan? I was like, I don't know. He don't have time for us no more. He's too busy to come on the show.
Dude.
So
let me tell you what. Last 5 weeks, right? It's either been YNB cheer practice or cheer competitions.
Right.
I mean, we've had 4 out of 5 weeks. Weekends we had cheer competitions.
Oh man.
And yeah, it's been rough. And if it's not that, it's in-laws needing something or whatever.
Something.
I mean,
yeah.
It's always something.
Yeah, everybody got on my case because they haven't. We didn't do a show after the Phoenix game because why am I? Why would I do a show? I'm pissed off because that was SGA's chance to break the record Kevin Durant set against Kevin Durant. And set the NBA record, but the Thunder decided to highlight J-Dub, which is okay. It's his hometown. That's where he grew up, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But still,
there's no excuse for that.
But still, I'm like, okay, you chose J-Dub in his hometown, which he could have been in anyway, over an NBA record by your best player. So
against the guy who said it from your previous franchise.
Right. Yes, which is crazy. Which goes to show.
Well, they're going to argue, well, he didn't even play anyway. Well, that don't matter. He was still sitting on the sideline.
And that's what my thing is. You drafted both. Well, you didn't draft both of them. I made this point, Nathan. I said the crazy part about this whole thing is, Oklahoma City Thunder did not draft Kevin Durant. The ownership and the GM did.
But he was still Seattle Supersonics.
It was about Seattle, so he became a Thunder player his second year. Mm-hmm. SGA was drafted by the Clippers. Became a Thunder player his second year. So your two best players you've had in history of the Thunder organization are those two. Both of them were drafted by somebody else. The second year they came in and just Oklahoma City took off after that. So
and let's go ahead and say this too. And J-Dub, I don't think I'm going to be wrong, but I might be. Might not even be. Let's see. He might not even be the 6th best player that this franchise has had.
Well, I don't know. Let me see. It would
Maybe
be
7.
Well, let me say it would be KD, SGA, Harden, Westbrook.
Westbrook, to me, that's 3-3-8.
Man, I don't know. You had Ibaka.
I count Paul George because he played here 2 years.
Oh, well then, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, if you want to call Paul.
And Chris Paul, he only played here 1 year, but
okay, that's 5.
So yeah, I got Paul George. I say if you played over 1 year here, then I think it's legitimate.
Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, he's not better than any of them. No way. No way. Yeah. Well, because you went Hall of Famer, could
They're
be.
all Hall of Famers.
Well,
they're all Hall of Famers.
Well, SJ could be.
Oh, he's going to be.
He should. What I'm saying is him. Then you got what I'm talking about right now, who you know for sure. That's KD, that's Harden, that's Westbrook, that's Paul George, that's Chris Paul. All of them are Hall of Famers.
What does SGA have to do, or is there anything he can do to be number one in your eyes?
Oh, over KD? Yeah, nothing.
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 Even if he wins, even if he takes the team to like 3 championships.
KD's a top 10 player of all time in the NBA.
All right.
So
that's
yeah,
a good question.
Now, if you want to say Thunder player as far as KD was here, what, 8 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
7, 8 years. Let me see.
Well, he did two full contracts, so he had 5 years and 4 years, right?
So 9 years. And this is SGA's fifth.
Fifth year.
Fifth year with us.
He's in the third year of his new deal, or second
yeah,
year?
this is the second year, so he's got 2 more years. That's why I was trying to tell people he won't sign next year. He'll sign that year after.
Yeah.
For the $400 million. He wants to get. He wants to be the first.
Going to go up too that year too.
Well, yeah, everything goes up. You know, I was talking to this guy yesterday. I said the number one, you're going to sign J-Dub and Chet to max deals.
Which if you sign him this year, that's a good deal for the franchise.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You sign him a year early. You lock him in a year early. And Chet, of course, will do that because who knows, he might get hurt again, so he's going to for sure do it. J-Dub would be crazy not to. Because remember, Topic is going to be here next year, which is going to impact him. Yeah. And then after that, you've got Kaysen the following year, which is next year.
Yeah, I don't think Kaysen's a max, though.
Well, no, he's not going to be a max. But I'm saying is you're going to have to pay him significant dollars. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay him. Then you had SGA that year after that, which would be his max deal of what he'll be paying him, $72 million the following year, $73 million or something stupid.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, but right now
you know what, Matt?
He's worth it.
He's worth every penny.
Yeah, but the whole thing is now you're at 63. I think what Jason Tatum will be making 63 next year. I think it's next year he'll be making $63 million.
Let's see what that looks like. Let me look that up.
Matthew, salute. How you doing? It says, who do you think we'll be getting in the playoffs? Matthew's talking about the playoffs. Okay, let's get into that. First of all, before all of that.
Yeah, by the way, 62, 786.
Is that what Jason Tatum's getting?
Yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead. Is that what Jason Tatum is getting?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's this year, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about next year. Well, this would be his first year coming up.
Yeah, let me get that for you. Hold on. Go ahead. Okay. You can go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, before we get started, Matthew, let me answer your question. Number one, congratulations to my guy Rory. Dude, he had me in the Masters yesterday. This is going to be my opening deal, and you popped on. Congratulations to being the 6th player ever to win the Grand Slam, number one.
Yeah.
And it had what was crazy, Jack won it at 66. Tiger won it in 2000, which is 34 years later. And then Rory won it 25 years later. So to think about how hard of a thing that is.
Oh, it's horrible. It's really hard.
It's crazy.
I was going to ask you, do you know the most eye-popping stat that I ever found about Jack Nicklaus?
What?
Not the fact that he won 18 majors. Do you know how many times he came in second?
Like 19 to 20, something stupid.
It's like 17, 18, or 19.
Yeah, something
like
stupid.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So he could have won.
Way out there.
35.
Right.
Ish.
Right. My thing is this with Jack, and Matthew says congrats. He finally got it done. But bro, when he missed the par putt on 18, I'm like, bro, how many times you gonna choke today? I mean, like on 13, you pass A-man corner, you get out of A-man corner, you're fine. You almost lost it on 11, and I don't know how the hell the ball didn't go in the water on 11. Then you get out of that, then you escape 12 easily, then you lay up on 13. Dude, just play your normal shot on 13. Hit the draw, curve it around, get your 3-wood or whatever, pump it on the green like you've done every other time. Instead, you lay up and from 80 yards, which is your worst thing, your worst distance ever, and you hit in the water. What, bro? I was going crazy. I was like, F this, and I was outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I had some little girls in the room there by me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm livid. Hell with this stuff.
You strike me as the kind of guy who asks for permission or forgiveness instead of permission, right?
I was married once, yes.
Oh, hey, by the way, since we got a pause, Jason Tatum's next year's salary $54 million.
Oh, so it's 2 years from now.
Yeah, no, and so there's 54 million, 58 million, 62 million, 67 million. Got a player option for 71 million and 29 million.
Okay, for his final year. So his
Mm-hmm.
progressively goes up. Then was it Giannis at 63? Somebody's at 63.
I think it's Jokic, isn't it? Is it not Jokic?
It's one of them is 63 somehow that. But anyway, congratulations to that. And then also let's do this. The WNBA draft is tonight. And I know you don't really care, Nathan, but the WNBA draft is tonight.
I'll be honest with you, man. I have probably more interest in watching old reruns of Murder, She Wrote, to be honest with you.
My God, Matthew, you know what I'm talking about, Matthew. Matthew's on the page with me, man. We're basketball fans, so
I bet Traver would be on
he's on the same page as you. He's on the same page as you. But anyway, tonight, Paige Beckers, who also signed a 3-year deal with Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league, which of course she's an owner. Part owner of that.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Because they gave her name, like, an image and likeness last year as part of that to promote the league.
Speaking of name, image, and likeness, did you see the thing with Tennessee? Did you see that?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. That's in this.
Okay.
That's in the second
Okay,
half.
go
We're going to talk about Nico. And then she's going to make $220,000, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's $220,000 versus $80,000 at WNBA." Well, number one, you're playing 5 players, not 12. Number one.
Right.
So there's 3-on-3, number 2. Okay, so yeah, you have a nice market, but come on, man, it's a completely different thing. The only thing I like about it is it will keep our women players here in America, not sending them overseas to play.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
That's the thing I like about Unrivaled. But the fact that she's part owner and she's going in that, I think that's fantastic. And I really like Paige, by the way, a lot.
You know who I really like is, and I like listening to her on TV too, is Candace Parker. I
love Candace, and the fact that she can cross over to men's and do really well.
Great,
But everybody respects Candace. She was a hell of a player too.
Yes, she was.
She could play.
Yes, she was.
And I'm gonna say this about most men. Most men don't even know this, but women's teams. That's UConn. That's South Carolina. That's Iowa. They play against guys. They practice against guys. They don't practice against other. Yeah, they practice against guys. They practice against guys. They don't practice against girls. They practice against guys. Yeah, it's a completely different thing. Oh, yeah, 100%. So people talk about girls can't play. I'm here to tell you that, let me see, when was this? I forget what year it was. We're at the Downtown Y in Dallas. They have 3 courts. They'd have the main court the regular court where just, I guess you would play. Amateurish.
No, I wouldn't even be good enough to do that.
But no, I'm just saying it's the complete rec court. The second court is for the little bit better players who think they can play. You know what I mean? Who got a little bit of game, but they're better than rec balls. That makes sense.
The Drew Henthorns of the world.
Well, Drew had some game. Now he'd be in Drew would be in the rec league now. But back in the day, Nathan, to be quite honest with Drew had some game. Straight up.
Okay.
He really did. So he would be playing on that
So
court.
him and Michael Cage then, basically.
Michael Cage he's a NBA player, so he'd be on the
No, I know.
last court.
I'm talking about him now, right?
Now. But anyway, on the last court, that's where you either have to be one of the top college players, ex-NBA player, ex-professional athlete, okay? Player. You have to have some skill. So we're playing, this girl comes, they say, "Hey man, you got her." And I was like, "Why the hell do I get the girl? Why do I got to guard the girl? What the hell is this? Why am I guarding the girl?"
No-win situation, man. No-win situation.
First time she comes up, bam, busts a 3 on me. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And back then, it's the first team to 12, but it's a 2-point is a 3-point is a 3-point is a 2-pointer, not a 3-pointer. So it's 2, and I come down, scores 2-1. She comes down, bam, busts me again. I'm like, damn, what the hell's going on right here? And then we come down, scores, so we knock down 3. So now it's 4-3. She comes down, Nathan, boom, busts me again.
Dang, dude, you need to get out on her.
And so I'm like, what the hell? And they go, "Bro, that's Nancy Lieberman." I go, "Like Nancy Lieberman?" They go, "Yeah." I go, "Oh, yeah, I'm busting her ass. Ain't no more of this. I'm cutting out of here." That's the end of that. That's the end of that. She did not score again after that. But I'm like, she busted my ass 3 straight times. I was like, damn. Okay. Yeah, we into that stuff. So anyway, women who can play, but not quite on a whole nother level because they can't defend. They can't move their feet fast enough. The Suns fired coach Mike Budenholzer. This means this is the eighth. This is the 8th coach.
I don't know what's going on with the coaches, man. I don't know what's going on with these coaches.
Yeah, but that's the 8th. This will be Devin Booker's 8th coach in 8 years.
That's ridiculous. My
That's
goodness,
crazy.
just dumpster fire over
That's
there, man.
That's 8 coaches in 8 years. And when you look at the Thunder, and we're going to go now, Matthew, we're going to go into what we think about answer your question. When I look at the Thunder, and I look at where we are, and I look at this playoff break, and by the way, I
We
was,
got super lucky, by the way.
huh?
Super lucky. Super lucky in the playoff bracket, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It got the exact bracket almost that I wanted. I said I wanted the Grizzlies, I wanted the T-Wolves and Lakers go to each other. I wanted the Lakers on the other side of the bracket, and then I'd want the Nuggets, Nuggets and Clippers. That's who I'd want. Now the Clippers are 18-3 in their last 21 games or something, and I'm like, well, I'm saying, what are we? What are we?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and their losses are to us.
Well, I'm saying we've lost 4 times since the All-Star break. Okay.
All-Star break.
Okay. We want to compare record. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
let's do that.
We just won 68 games. I mean.
I'm like, I'm okay with that. So anyway, it's almost broke down to the exact way that I had called it. And when you and I were talking at the bank at YNB about who we would want the Thunder to play and all of that, and I said, man, if I had my choices, this is how I'd want it broke down. I'd want us sitting over here, and I'd want the Lakers, the Timberwolves, all of them on the other side of the bracket, which they all are. And I want the Lakers and the
Timberwolves. You know, if Houston and the Lakers go to the second round, dude, the Lakers are going to get the crap beat out of them 2 series in a row.
Which is exactly what I wanted.
Is what I mean.
But this is the thing. I think the Warriors are going to beat the Grizzlies, and the Warriors are going to play the Rockets. And I think the Rockets are going to have a hard time with them. But like somebody said, I was like, this is my thing with the Warriors. Hey, first of all, the Warriors are 0-3 in the play-in. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
They're 0-3 in the play-in thus far. Okay, they have not won one time in the play-in. They're 0-3. This is my thing against the Rockets. They don't have an answer for Şengün. Talking about the Warriors. They don't have an answer for Şengün.
Maybe Draymond.
Draymond can't hold Şengün. He cannot hold Şengün.
I said a little bit.
Yeah, he can, but he's going to do what he does. Okay, my deal with the Rockets is simple. Defensively, they are outstanding. They just don't have a consistent guy to go to or go-to scorer. That's why I don't think they can beat the Warriors.
Your nephew's favorite player is getting close, man. I was a little wrong about him.
Who? Jalen Green?
Jalen Green, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lil G loves some Jalen Green.
I was a little wrong about him. He's starting to turn into a pretty good player.
Well,
man.
He FaceTimed me and had a tissue. After they beat us. He goes, Big G, you okay? I got this tissue for you. Little asshole.
That's okay, man. Went to the playoffs.
Little asshole. Anyway.
You'd have done the same thing, dude.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100% I would have. That's why he's my little G. He's me. He's me reincarnated. There's no question, which is bad and good.
The world is in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. But anyway, I think that the Warriors and the Rockets, I think the Warriors would have a better chance of beating the Lakers than the Rockets do.
You think so?
Yes. The Rockets match up with them way better because of the way they play and how they shoot. To me, the Lakers would beat them in 5, 6 maybe. I just don't think.
Find out.
Yeah, but I think the Lakers are going to have to get by the T-Wolves first.
Yeah,
but the T-Wolves is going to depend on what Julius Randle does. Now, I saw this thing talking about Ant-Man only averaging 19 against them. So I was like, wow, that was crazy. But I just think, to me, the Lakers in this game, the Lakers are going to get physically beat the F up. Now, Gobert can't play against them because the Lakers are going to put them in the pick and roll just like Dallas did last year and just kill him. Can his ego deal with not playing? Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Can his ego deal without playing? That's the key. But I believe the Lakers will come out of there in 6 or 7. I'm hoping that the Rockets get beat by Golden State because I believe the Golden State will have a better chance of beating the Lakers than the Rockets do. Because the Rockets just don't have consistent scoring. Defensively, the Rockets are going to be there. Okay? But I just don't think they can. I just don't think they got enough offensive firepower to beat the Lakers. I just don't. But I believe Golden State can. Now, that being said, in the other side of the bracket, the Clippers and the Nuggets.
That's an interesting series, man.
It's going to be physical, but I just don't see the Nuggets after 5, what do they got?
Not a whole. I don't think they have after 4. What do they got? What do they got?
Well, no, I'm just saying
Christian Brown. Christian Brown's pretty good.
Their first 5 is good. With Christian Brown, Murray, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and your other big guy. What's the name? Gordon. They're solid there. And then they have a couple guys coming off the bench, so they're okay. But after that, how are you going to play 8 guys, 40 minutes basically?
A really good starting 5. I guess I didn't ever realize that.
Yeah, they've got a good starting 5. But after that, what I'm saying is, this is my thing, Nathan. If they're 7, maybe 8 deep, Nathan, maybe 8. But maybe. 7 good deep. So you're going to have to go.
Who they got coming? They got Peyton Watson.
They got Watson and the other kid, the other guy that's really good. He's growing. 6'7" guy.
Good. Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying, you look at them against the Clippers, who are hot right now, and I'm just like, how are you? You can't go 8 deep for 40 minutes each.
I thought they did.
You know they do, but I'm saying 40 minutes each. You can't. There's no way you're going to be dead by the time you get to Game 6 or Game 7 if it lasts that long, which is what it's going to take. Yes, no. I'm going to get to us. So I'm saying they're going to beat the hell out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got, I believe the Warriors will beat the Grizzlies and sweep down to the 8th to 7th seed. I believe the Mavericks will beat the Kings. Okay, and I believe the Grizzlies will beat the Mavericks because I just don't think without Kyrie, they just don't have enough consistent scoring to beat somebody 4 times. I just don't think they have that. So I believe the Grizzlies will be the 8th seed, which is what I wanted. I mean, when I looked at this schedule, I'm like, man, Oklahoma City against the Grizzlies, which is what I wanted. I wanted either the Nuggets. I did not want them playing the Warriors because they don't have an answer for Jokic.
Well, here's the thing, dude. We had better hope we don't play the Warriors. That's for sure.
No, I'm okay with the Warriors. 100%.
I mean, I am too, but Steph Curry gets hot. I mean,
yeah, but what I'm saying, this is my thing. This is my take on that. This is why I'm not worried about the Warriors. I'm more worried about the Lakers than I am the Warriors, and this is why. The Warriors, Steph Curry would have to have 4 games scoring 38 whatever points, and everybody else don't. And the answer is this: who you gonna have stop Jimmy Butler stopping SGA? That ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? Draymond gonna stop Chet? Okay, fine. Put Draymond on Chet. Then you've got what's his name? I forget what's the big Looney guarding Ihart. Okay, what are you gonna do about Kaysen? What are you gonna do about Caruso? What are you gonna do about Wiggins? You know what I'm saying? You don't.
Yeah, well, you didn't even say Jalen Williams.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, J-Dub, I'm just saying, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying their ability to beat us is probably. Let me rephrase it. They have a better chance, which is still minimal, to beat us than the Grizzlies would.
Right. Well, this is my thing with the Thunder, and I talked about this yesterday at length. One of our good friends on Saturday. You know, one of his good friends is actually one of our assistants for the Thunder, and they're really close. They're really close. And so he's in there arguing with me, and I said, "Bro, I was right about your damn Ravens, and you argued with me. I was right about the Thunder last year, and you argued with me. And I'm right about the Thunder again this year, and you're arguing with me." And I said, here's my scenario, period. If Dagnall doesn't change his managing of minutes in the playoffs, number 1, we're going to get beat. Number 2, if he plays 10 or 11 guys, we're going to get beat. Number 3, if he waits because of minutes management at that 6:11 or 6:47 mark or whatever in the second and fourth quarters, when you can bring SGA in, take J-Dub out, and not have to waste a timeout, we're going to get beat. Mm-hmm. Because every time at that point, what he does is that point comes, you get a TV timeout, he waits until the ball is in play and pulls SGA off the bench immediately. Immediately, he pulls him off the bench. Okay? Yep. And then now you have to hope for a missed pass or turnover or, a foul to get SGA in the game. If not, he's going to sit there for another minute and a half. Now, all of a sudden, you got to burn a timeout.
Yep.
Now, That's fine. Then you got to turn around in the fourth quarter. You do the same thing. You got to burn another timeout. So now you're 2 timeouts short in a 1 or 2 point playoff game.
And you messed around and wasted 2-3 minutes.
And I told him, I said, he goes, man, I promise you ain't gonna do that in the playoffs. I go, we'll see. He did it last year.
He
did it the year before. He did the year before that, and he did the year before that. So now all of a sudden you tell him he gonna change?
He ain't changing.
I said, we'll see.
I'm telling you right now, he ain't changing.
That's what I said. I said, we'll see. But if he doesn't, we're going to get beat. Now, because of who we are defensively, like I said, we're going to
be able to win in spite of.
Yeah, we're going to beat the Grizzlies or whomever that is. We'll beat them in 5, probably 6, because they just can't match up with us, period. The second game after that, if it's the Clippers, which I do believe it will be, that's a 6 or 7 game series. Easy. But no.
Okay, 6. I go 6. I don't know if I go 7.
This is why it could be 7. If James Harden is the James Harden that played for us, the reason why, and everybody forgets, the only reason we made it to the conference finals, the NBA finals against Miami, is because James Harden took out the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though, too. If he does what he does 99% of the time, we'll be fine.
Right. But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. But Nathan, my point is, if he's that James Harden, it'll go game 7. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think he can.
I'm hoping he doesn't, knock on wood, but that's a possibility. That's why I said 6 or 7. That's why. That's the only reason. Okay? But I think we can beat them. Then you've got the championship series, which I will be the Lakers and the Warriors, and I think that if it's the Lakers, I'm okay with that. If it's the Warriors, I'm okay with that. Why? Because the Warriors are going to go 6 or 7 games and get the crap beat out of them physically by the Rockets. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Then the Lakers and T-Wolves, they're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Warriors and Lakers won't necessarily be that physical, but because of the pace of the game, they'll be worn out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, Luka will be too if he doesn't lose some weight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They'll be worn out. So now that puts us against the Lakers, there's no way by the time games 5 and 6 come around, they're going to be ready. Now, for game 7 against the Lakers, I worry because they could have a crazy shooting night.
Yeah,
the Warriors could have a crazy shooting night. You can't go a game 7 against any of these teams because that's a one and done. You make one mistake, one team gets hot, it's over. So you want to finish in 5 or 6.
Everybody we're going to face has got a better coach than we do, too.
Yes, that's 100%. Well, not the Grizzlies.
Because they fired. Oh my God,
they fired their coach. They fired their coach. The
What
Mavericks. The Mavericks.
crazy.
Right. The Mavericks have beaten us 3 times this year, but that was with Kyrie.
That's with Kyrie and Luka.
No,
Well,
one of them was with
Luka.
Yeah, we actually their only loss was with Luka. They beat us 3 times without Luka, I believe.
Oh, really? I guess I didn't know that.
They beat us 3 times without Luka.
But Kyrie was there.
Kyrie was there, and so anyway, that's the only thing that worries me, because Ty Lue worries me because he's going to outcoach him. The whole thing is like I was trying to argue. He can take advantage of what Dagnall does. His weaknesses. He understands he doesn't get lineups. He does because he's going to play his minutes. When the floor of the game changes, you have to change your floor. You got to change your mentality, and he's not good at that. But because of who we are defensively, that matters. Now, in the East, and like I said, we're coming out of the West. If he does those things, we're going.
The only team is there a team that scares you in the East? The only team that scares me in the East is
Celtics.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Cavaliers don't
scare
scare
me at all.
Cavs don't scare me. Nope, just the Celtics. But I believe they shoot so many threes, they're going to be up and down. Okay?
Yeah.
They're going to be up and down. But
the only thing you can say for that is we have the perimeter defenders to combat that.
But when you look at what we set the record for defense, point minus.
12.9?
12.9, which is crazy.
That's cool.
And every other team has won it, and we all know what those are. The Bulls.
I hate when people say that, though.
Why?
Because it's like, all the rest of them won a championship.
But no. But there's a difference. Here's the difference. The first team that did it was the 71-72 Bucks. Who did they have? Kareem.
Lou Alcindor.
Lou Alcindor. The next team that won it was who? The Lakers. The following year with Wilt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next year, who won it? The Bulls. Okay.
They didn't have a good center.
They had Michael, and they had Scotty, and they had Dennis Rodman, and they
best
had
player
Dennis
in the
Rodman,
history of the game.
and they had Dennis
Yeah.
Rodman.
Oh, Dennis Rodman. Okay, Dennis Rodman. I'll
Yeah,
give you that. Okay.
and they had one of the best. That's why I tell people all day long, that Bulls team with that squad defensively, what they had.
Oh
Come
my
on, man,
God, dude.
y'all
So
people are
good.
tripping. Y'all
Yeah,
are
three
tripping
of-
about the. And then of course the Celtics.
3 of the best defenders in the history of the
History
game.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Wow.
y'all need to quit tripping.
Yeah.
I tell people all day long. And so I just like, and then plus the Warriors in 16-17 when Kevin Durant got there.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
That team was so good.
Yeah.
The team was so
Unbelievable
good.
team.
And so, but this is the crazy part. And then of course the Celtics last year, 11.3. And what they get rid
Yeah.
of? They get who is now the defensive coach that left the Celtics? You know where he's at?
That's a good question. I don't know who that is. Is that Ron? It's not
Jeff
Ron
Van
Adams,
Gundy.
right?
Jeff Van
Van
Gundy.
Gundy. Okay.
Guess where he's
Van
at?
Gundy.
Clippers.
I didn't know that either.
Third ranked defensive team in the league.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But they got a bunch of old guys, man.
Really?
Bunch of old guys.
Really? Who they have this old besides Leonard and Harden?
Leonard,
After that, that's it. Zubac's
What's
young.
his name? Powell? He's old.
No, Powell's young. He's in his
Well,
20s.
and then what's his name? The guy that is 100 years old. What's his name? Batum.
Okay, Nicholas Batum. Okay.
Let
Okay.
me pull up this right quick.
Okay, I can live with that.
I
can deal with that.
We got Ben Simmons. I don't know.
Man, don't count him. Man, come on now.
Yeah, I know.
Come
right.
on now.
I mean, yeah, they do have a bunch of young guys, but they don't have any young guys that are like superstars. You know
Right.
what I mean? I mean,
Well-
they had Bogdanovich. He's kind of old. He's
Yeah,
still
Bogdan,
good.
but I'm gonna tell you this: Norman Powell, he's better than what people think, bro.
Well, yeah, he's good, but he's still old.
He's not. What is Norman Powell? 27,
He is
28.
I'm looking. Hold on a second. He's 31, dude. 31.
So he's in his prime.
No.
27 to 32 is your 33 is your prime.
Okay. Well, I guess.
That's your prime.
Okay.
That's where you are a man is mentally and physically from 26, 27 to about 31, 32-ish. You're in your prime.
They got Patty Mills.
He don't play. I'm talking about guys who play. I'm talking about guys who play. That ain't him.
Well,
You got
I mean,
Jones.
really,
You got James Jones. You got Powell. You've got Kyrie.
James
You've got
Jones.
James
You mean
Jones.
Derek Jones.
Derek Jones. Sorry, Derek
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Derek Jones.
James Jones plays football. Derek Jones. And then you've got Powell. You got Jones. You got Leonard. You've got James Harden. You've got Zubac. You've got somebody. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
You got Derek Jones. You got Cam Christie, Chris Dunn, Bogdanovich,
Chris Dunn.
Norman Powell,
Chris Dunn.
He's
Dunn.
a good defender.
He
Good
gives SGA all kinds of issues.
defender. Yes, he does. Yes,
And he
does.
gave
But you know
Steph
what? They
all
don't-
issues yesterday.
They don't scare me, man. I
No,
don't-
that's not what I'm saying. I didn't say they scared me. I'm just saying is that that's a team that we'll beat in 5 or 6.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
That's
I
all
agree.
I'm saying. I think if we I don't want us to sweep anybody, but this is the key. Of the teams that have won 68 or more points, I think those great teams. You know they only lost like 9 games in the playoffs. One. They just as a combined. None of them lost more than 2 games in the playoffs. They just went right through it.
Wow.
Kicked everybody's ass. You look at the Warriors. The Warriors were the only team that choked. The Warriors are the only team that choked.
Yeah.
And they went through
73-9.
it. They went through it until Draymond Green, which everybody lets him off the hook for. He cost them that championship.
Yes, he did.
100% he cost them that championship. Everybody lets that go. I don't let that go. I don't let that go. Let's thank our sponsors real quick. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or your county. They'll make sure you have clean drinking water. And then, of course, Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you. And I'm so proud of my guy and what he's done with them. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com, www.ynbok.com, or you go into one of their 5 locations. I'm not my 5 locations, their 5 locations. The main bank at 401M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB Eastwood is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. And then, of course, YB People is located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. There's some good smelling stuff, bro. It really, really is. It really is good smelling stuff. And what they say is, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. You can go into their main locations, the Penn Square Mall, of course, which is here in Oklahoma City. Go see those. Just see my girl Beth. She'll hook you up with some cologne there, and then plus she'll send you across if you have a significant other that you need to hook up. They need some cologne for. She'll hook you up with some for her as well. So, but anyway, Nathan, back to our deal. My thing is this. If the Thunder are going to win, number one, SGA has to come out and be right off the bat ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he's got to be aggressive.
I like how he tries to get his teammates involved, but in the playoffs, he needs to get his first.
Because remember, he did that in the first Laker game. The second Laker game, he came out and scored. Just caught the ball, scored, and then we went on a run.
When we play our best when he's playing his best.
100%. Because we have, like I said, we have guys who make plays, not playmakers.
Right.
That's what we have. We have guys who make plays. And when he's rolling, they can just relax and they can knock down threes because, and I've said this a million times, Nathan, if SGA is scoring and Dort is knocking down threes and Isaiah Joe, to me, he's the X factor. If he's knocking down threes, you're not beating us. And if Wiggins is knocking down three and Chetney was scoring, you're not beating us. You're just not.
No. I mean, the 2 key factors right there is that Dort and Isaiah Joe are hitting threes.
Yep.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. And, because if Wiggins is not trying to score and go behind his back and all that nonsense, just catch the ball and shoot threes and play defense. Because since he's been scoring, the one thing that has hurt us is his defense.
Yep.
He gives up offensive rebounds that he never used to give up. Now he's giving up offensive rebounds because he's too busy trying to go down the go other end to score. Now, I did have an argument or talk with a guy. He said that he thinks Wiggins can start on 5 or 6 teams in the NBA. And I'm like, man,
I don't think he's wrong.
I was like, okay, Charlotte probably.
I bet he can start on a few playoff games.
No.
None.
Maybe the Pelicans because they're hurt. I'm talking about full rosters.
Yeah,
The Grizzlies, the Grizzlies, no. The Pelicans, no. Pelicans aren't in. Excuse me, the Kings, no. I'm sorry, I meant you said playoff teams. The Kings, no. I'm talking about full strength.
He can start on the Kings? Who do the Kings have?
DeMar DeRozan and
Zach LaVine?
Zach LaVine, he ain't better than either one of them, man. Come on.
No, I know.
Okay, so that's a no. Grizzlies, no. Warriors, no. And Mavericks, no. We're talking about who's he going to start in front of on the Warriors?
Well, Jimmy Butler. Who's their other forward?
Moody.
Or who's their shooting guard? You can start in front of Moody.
You're out. He ain't starting none of those teams. He ain't starting no teams. He ain't starting on one team in the West. In the playoffs.
Not one team in the West. Oh, in the playoffs.
In the West, in the playoffs. Right. We're talking about playoff teams. He ain't starting on none of those teams. Now remember, he could start on Charlotte. Yes, the Pelicans, if they're fully healthy, no. That's all I'm saying is you look at teams now because just all of a sudden we have a 30 game thing on what Wiggins can do.
I bet you could start some of the Eastern Conference playoff games.
That's what I said. Eastern Conference?
Mm-hmm. He can start on the Bulls for sure.
In front of who? Josh? In front of Kobe? No. No,
No,
not the Bulls.
he's not playing point guard.
You can only and teams he's gonna start in are teams like Charlotte, teams that are not in the playoffs. Maybe the Jazz. If you're not in the playoffs and you're a scrub team, he can play. He can start on one of those teams.
Okay, he's starting in front of Buzelis.
Nope. Oh hell no. Oh no. Buzelis can go. Yeah,
well,
no.
He's good, but he's not that good yet.
No. Aaron's had 20 games, 30 games max. Come on, Nathan.
Well, here's the thing, though, man. We don't really know what Aaron can do.
What I'm saying is you've had a 20, 30 game series. And remember, he only does that against bad teams. Think about it.
I have to look.
Go back and look. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do it against good teams. But what I'm saying is we need him to be able to score against good players in good games. He can't do that. That's not.
We don't because we don't want him. But
I understand that, Nathan. But what I'm saying to be what you're saying to be a starter, you have to be able to get your minutes, get your points against the Kawhi or against people like that. He's not capable of that. That's what I'm saying. He ain't there. He ain't there. Now, had he done this 2 years ago, if Dagnall would have let him do this 2 years ago when we were screaming for him to play, then yeah, he would be a different player. 100% he would be a different player. He'd be a different player. He just hasn't had, in 20 to 30 games to me, I haven't had a sample size that can say whether he can really go or not. I haven't had a sample size big enough yet.
No, I don't. I agree with you. 4 years, that's sad too.
Yeah, so I'm just out. Okay, but to go back to our Thunder, I just don't see. Our biggest issue is going to be, and I hate saying this, and as my guy on After the Storm says, hotspot. He's like, Matt, we know what your take is on the coach. And I said, my issue is really simple. Here are his weaknesses. But Nathan, we're number one. Okay, here let's put up the reasons why we should win because defensively.
While you're doing that, do you think AJ plays in the playoffs at all?
Yes, because this is my thing. When he plays J-Dub with the best four that SGA's best four, which is Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and Chet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when he plays those four with SGA, they make a run. He's now trying to play them with J-Dub. And here's the issue with that. There's no ball handler. J-Dub can't handle the ball. Kaysen can't handle the ball. Caruso can't handle the ball. Wiggins can't handle the ball. And Chet can't handle the ball against defensive pressure. They can't do it. So what AJ brings is a person who can set the offense up and run it. Okay, he can get us in position. J-Dub to score, Wiggins to score, Kaysen to score, Caruso to score, Chet can score. He can get us in our offensive set in order to facilitate and make all that happen. None of the rest of those guys can't handle the ball well enough to do that, especially against really good defensive players. They can't do it. They don't have the skill set to do it. So with him doing that, what he's trying to do is put J-Dub in the situation. Because like I was arguing with a guy the other day, my guy, and I was like, listen, your best five is, and you can go back and look at this all year long, when you have SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, and Wiggins, whether it's Chet, whether it's iHeart, whether it's J-Will, or whether it's K-Rich. Doesn't matter which one of those you stick in with that four. You make a run. Whenever the Thunder get in trouble, that's the five that he goes with, especially lately. SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and Chet. That's what he goes with. Now, he put J-Dub with that in the second and fourth quarters because why? He's trying to hide J-Dub. That's what he's doing. Because he's like, okay, we got to get J-Dub the minutes, and we can't afford to lose minutes with SGA off the floor, which is what we do all the time, kind of like what Denver does with Jokic not being on the floor.
Right.
You're a plus with them on the floor, you're a minus with them off. So he's trying to do that. I'm like, bro, J-Dub, and like I was telling my guy yesterday, I said, listen, or Saturday, I said, listen, what SGA does with that group and J-Dub can't. SGA can go get his own buckets, and then he forces so much attention to himself that it allows everybody else to set up and knock down threes and relax and play. And then defensively, they're close as far as being able to defensively, if that makes sense. J-Dub is not too far away from SGA defensively.
Yeah, he's
Except
not a bad defender.
no, he's not. He's steals. He's right below him in steals. Block shots right below him. But I'm just saying defensively, it's not that big of a deal. It's the offensive side of it that matters because J-Dub, they don't double team J-Dub. They don't take the ball out of his hands because nobody's afraid of him. Everybody everybody has great admiration and appreciation for J-Dub, and they think he's just going as our third best player. Everybody believes Chet is the second best player on the team, except the Thunder, but everybody else does. Well, actually, they do believe he's that because they believe J-Dub is number one, so and Chet's number two. But that being said, that's the issue with him trying to put him with that group. Now there's nobody who can facilitate, who can play make, and let those guys just make plays. J-Dub is not a playmaker. He doesn't have the skill set to do it. He just doesn't. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But do I
He's
like
a heck of
him?
a lot better handle.
When I said we're not going to win without J-Dub. That's crazy. You're not
No,
winning
I
without J-Dub. That's you're going to win some games 100%. You ain't winning without him.
You're not winning a championship.
You're not winning without J-Dub.
Not
Not
happening.
happening.
Not winning a championship.
No, they're not happening. And you're not going to win with if we're not fully healthy. It's going to be hard for us to win it all. We have to have everybody healthy.
As good as Jordan was, do you think he could have won all this without Pippen?
He couldn't
Probably
win
not.
until he got Pippen.
Well, there you go.
I mean that's facts. You have to have one.
Well, I mean, Jordan wasn't really Jordan until that.
No, he's been
You know what
Jordan
I mean?
He's been Jordan the whole time.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to argue.
No.
Anymore
Listen.
about that.
What I'm saying is, he was killing when he stepped into the league. There was no question who the hell the best player was. And when you got Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, them going, damn, what the heck? Okay.
Right.
Because like I said, basketball is the one sport you know if somebody's better than you.
Sure.
You ain't got nowhere to hide, bro. You know if somebody's better than you. So Jordan has always been Jordan. What he did is the Pistons forced him to become stronger and more strategic. And then that's when he went to the next level.
Sure.
Because of what they did to him. They forced him to get physically strong because they were beating the hell out of him. And that's my argument with all of these now NBA athletes and all this stuff. I said, listen. And, Tom Brady, here's my argument. I go, they're the greatest of their generation. But the greatest of all time means one thing. Whatever you did in your generation, you're going to do that in the next generation, whatever the hell that is. So to me, Tom Brady and LeBron, in a 15-year period, a 14-year period, what were your stats? When Joe Montana stopped, when Troy Aikman stopped, when Roger Staubach stopped, when John Unitas stopped, when you know what I'm saying? When John Elway stopped.
What were a good quarterback, man? Oh my
But
God.
you know what I'm saying is, what were your stats when they all stopped? So you stop your stats at the same time they stopped their stats. What are your stats? Don't go past that because whatever you did after that, cool. But you're not going to make it past when they made it during those eras. So in order to match quarterback for quarterback, player for player, whatever that person did in that period of time that they played, what are your stats matching up to theirs at that point? That's when you find out if you're greatest or not. To me, that's the easiest way to do it. Tom Brady is not going to play 20 years back in those times. He's not going to make it. Now, think about this. Like I told somebody the other day, think about this. Let me see.
Who's your best player of all time in the NFL? Not quarterback, just player.
Let me see. Rob says, Nathan, I have some advice for you. It seems like a good convo, but you need more branding, thumbnail, and an actual title. Then you will see viewers trickling in over time. He's saying that my title, the Unpopular Hour, it's not really saying what it is. So that's what he's saying. He likes what I'm saying. I'm just, to get more viewership, I need to change my branding. That's what he said. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. I'm in the process of working on that too, because we do that on After the Storm, and our viewership has picked up, Nathan.
So you're saying you want to change the name of the show or something?
No. Like on After the Storm, what I did is, the show last night was called Thunder Playoff Preview Show.
Oh.
And then before that, it was instead of saying After the Storm, it was After the Storm it said Lakers, it said Thunder Lakers or Thunder Sun, whomever we were playing, and post game show. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But thank you. That's a great idea, brother. Because we have gotten more exposure on after the storm simply because somebody told me that the other day, and I changed that, and our views went from 3, 4 views up to 16, 18 views or whatever we had the other day. So yes, I need to figure out how to do that. I need to figure out how to rebrand the name, the Unpopular Hour, to make it make sense.
Yeah, I can see
Let
that.
me see. I have a lot of subs and experience, so just thought that might help. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I need more subs, and like we've gone up, Rob. When we first started this this year, I think we only had 72, so we've gained 16, which is nothing. But I agree with you. I need to have more titles so that people will see what we're trying to say and then go. But thank you very much. Like that, I thought about that, how to change the Unpopular Hour to more topics that make more sense to do what to have that. But thank you. We'll work on that because I have a brand new show, just a profile photo, a banner. Let me see, just a profile photo, which I don't have, a banner, and plan out thumbnails. Yes, just put in simple talk. Yes, that's what I did for After the Storm, and I thought about that. I need to do this for the Unpopular Hour too, just to figure out how to get that out. But thank you, brother. Uh, I'll definitely do that because, in fact, Nathan, let me take a picture of that right now while I'm thinking about it, so that I can remind
You know
myself
what
to
picture
do
you
that.
should use?
No, I'm not listening to you.
Come on
I'm
now.
not listening to you.
The
But anyway,
one, the fro and the leisure suit, man.
you're never gonna see that photo, bro.
I already did one.
Let me
You
see.
showed
If
it
the
to me.
viewer doesn't know what the thumbnail is, they're not going to watch. That's a great
Yeah, I don't know
idea.
what a thumbnail. I mean, other than the
Thumbnail is
fingernail
the
you got in
T,
your thumb.
where it says the T.
Oh, okay. Dude,
Uh,
I'm an electronics idiot.
Let me
So
see.
I don't.
Lion says, "Is it called the Unpopular Hour because nobody is here?" Yeah, that's it, Lion. It's called the Unpopular Hour because of my takes, bro. That's why it's called the Unpopular Hour, because of my takes. People don't like the takes that I'm laying out. That's why it is, bro. Sorry. But why don't you listen and you tell me if you like my takes or if I did it right. But anyway, that's why it's called the Unpopular Hour. It's because of my takes. Because people don't like what I say. Because of the Oklahoma fans, they're stuck on listening to what the Thunder are saying. And I'm going to tell you guys this, and like everybody else knows, the people who listen to what I say, and I tell them, I said, don't call me a hater because I'm a Thunder fan. Listen to what I'm saying, pay attention to what I'm saying, and then come back and tell me I'm wrong. No one has done that. All I hear is come back, people go, man, I hate you now because now I can't enjoy the damn games anymore because now what you're saying is true. Yes, these are my concerns on to keep us from winning. That's all I'm saying. But I do want us to win, and then I also get my takes on what it takes to win. Because when you look at, let me see, Lion says, is it because you're something YK? I don't know what that means.
Y2K.
And then Rob says, damn, bro, what the F? I don't know. I don't know what YK means, bro. And what the little dark thing. I don't know what that means, Lion. I don't. You got to speak to me in plain English. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I really don't. But whatever. I'm glad you're on the show. But Nathan, here's my thing to the fans. If we're going to win, here's what we do defensively. We're third in giving up points. We're fourth in scoring. We're first in field goal percentage at 1. We're 3-point percentage, we're 2. Free throw percentage, we're 1 because you have to win in 3-point percentage, right?
Mm-hmm.
In free throw percentage. You gotta be knocking down free throws when it counts. Points in the paint, we're number 1. So we're number 1 in defending the paint. We're number 1 in overall field goal percentage. We're number 2 in free throw percentage. In 3-point percentage. We're number 1 in steals. We're number 2 in blocks. We're number 1 in turning the team over. We're number 1 in taking care of the ball, and we're number 1 in scoring in the fourth quarter, in the second quarter. So to me, it's like to me, I look at it and I just go, hey, here's my thing with that. Is that we're also number 1 because when it comes to turnovers, Nathan, we're number 1 in turning the opposing team over, and we're number 1 in not having turnovers. And this is what it is. The reason why I say that is because we're also number one, and I don't have this on there. We're number one in when we turn the ball over, transitional points. So if there's a bad shot and teams try to score on us in transition, we stop them. If we turn the ball over, transition, we stop them. So when you look at all those things that we're doing, that's what matters when it comes to winning and losing. What do you give in turnover? When you turn the ball over, what does that mean? Do you turn the ball over and they score on you, or you turn the ball over and they don't? That's what that means. Okay? So to me, when I look at what our team is capable of doing and how we're winning on the defensive side of the basketball. And defense is the one thing that does what? It travels.
Travels.
So to me, when I look at what we're doing and I look at our team and I look at what our potential is, this is what our potential is and what we can accomplish. Rob says, YK, just because you know. Okay. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. You got to be like 70 is what Lion says. Yeah, I'm like 70, close to it. But anyway, Nathan, back to the thing. I just want us to get to the point where we are understanding what our weaknesses and what our strengths are. And if he goes into the playoffs having the same mentality he has during the season, we're not going to win.
I mean, I think you already know the answer to that.
And so that's my thing is this. And I love our team. I love what we're going to bring, and I love the physicality, which is why, to me, I want the Lakers and the T-Wolves to beat the hell out of each other. Now, they're like you said, if the Rockets and Lakers play each other, the Rockets are going to beat the hell out of the Lakers. The Lakers will beat them, but the Rockets are physically going to beat them up. So by the time they get to us, you're going to have 12, 13 games of physicality before you get to us. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to beat the hell out of you.
Dude, you know, there might be some fights in that series.
What, the T-Wolves and the Lakers? Or
no, the Rockets and the Lakers. There could be some fights in that game.
Because
Luka's a big old fake tough guy, but
Dylan Brooks
could punch somebody.
Yeah, he and LeBron don't get along.
Yeah, they could really get into it, man.
Lion says Wizards beat the Thunder in a 7-game series.
What?
I'm just gonna laugh and move on.
Yeah, Jordan Poole goes
he's just talking. They're talking trash. Whoever it is, that's funny. But yeah, go ahead, Nathan.
I was gonna say, what Jordan Poole got 13 for 87 from 3-point range.
Hey, we ain't talking about the Wizards are not even in the playoffs.
No, so. I just say like Houston's gonna. I mean, they could possibly have a fight, like a Palace of Auburn Hills kind of fight. I mean, because Dylan Brooks is an idiot. I mean, he's a good player. He's just like Draymond.
I know, but who's gonna fight him other than Jared Vanderbilt?
Jared Vanderbilt might.
That's what I'm saying. But other than that,
Well, it'll be like I said, it'll be a lot of fake tough guy stuff.
I know because LeBron is not gonna fight him. We know Luka ain't gonna fight.
No, Luka's gonna.
AR is not gonna fight. So we know those guys aren't gonna fight. So who's gonna fight him?
Well, Vanderbilt for sure.
What's that other Vanderbilt? I mean, who's gonna fight?
Oh, I'm not sure. Hey, I gotta go. I got Casper coming.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, so see you later, Nathan. That's my guy Nathan Taylor of YNB. So my deal is this: I think when you go back and we're gonna pull up the bracket again, so everybody can look at it real quick. When I go back and I look at the bracket, and you look at who am I most afraid of? I'm more afraid of the Lakers, which is why I wanted them the other side of the bracket, because I didn't want to see them in the 4 spot or the 5 spot. We played them in the second round. I know you got to play a team. It doesn't matter. You got to play them sometimes. You got to beat them. But the chance of us beating them in those early rounds versus the late rounds are completely different. That's why I say that. So that's why I want us to play them at that particular time, because I don't think they can beat us. I really don't. I don't think they could beat us during that particular time. I think we would handle our business with them, and that's how I look at it. So I'm more interested in the Lakers going through the gauntlet that they're going through with the T-Wolves, and then turn around and I'd rather them play, like I said, the Warriors than the Rockets. Now I'm listening to Nathan. Yes, it would be a lot more physical with the Rockets, but it would wear them out more because of a track meet, because of how fast Golden State plays. That's the way I look at that bracket, and I still think, uh, let me see. SGA is not a free throw merchant. Okay, what SGA is, it's really simple to me. What SGA is, SGA drives to the basket more than anybody in the league. So therefore, he's going to go to the free throw line. But to dispel what you're saying, line is this: last year in the playoffs, he shot a little less than one free throw per game than he did during the season, because of the simple fact that he does go to the basket quite a bit, but he doesn't get the calls we all think that he deserves. I think he doesn't get all the calls he should get because he gets the hell beat out of him. That's just me. Number two, SGA, the difference between him now, when you want to compare him to James Harden was a free throw merchant. Oh my God, he'd fall and flop. SGA doesn't do that. He gets hit, but he's more interested in finishing than he is just going to the free throw line. Because James Harden knows if I go to the free throw line, what that does, that gets my shot in rhythm. And it helps me when I go back and I shoot, it helps me in rhythm. So that's why he did it. SGA, I think, does it the simple fact that his game is mid-range. Now, I've said it last year. What SGA needs to do is improve his three-point shooting, because once he becomes a three-point shooter, then you got to come up and guard him, which, number one, that keeps him from having to go get the shit beat out of him so much going to the basket. So he can step back out and knock down threes, which is going to make him that much more lethal, which it has. Let me see. Lion says, I do not know what I'm talking about. You probably think he'll win the MVP over Joker. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not like I play basketball or anything. You're probably right, bro. I don't argue with people like you trying to troll. I'm not arguing with you, man. Whatever you say, you're right. I don't know anything about basketball. And SGA is going to win the MVP over Jokic. Anyway, but back to my point. When I look at the difference between the two, that's the difference. Okay? SGA is getting beat up, which is why the Thunder set him the last, 5 days to give him 12 days of rest, because he's going to need it going to the playoffs, because he's going to have to play 38, 40 minutes, for us to win. I don't think there's a possibility for us to really go through unless he is aggressive on the outset. Let everybody else just come in and start relaxing where they don't feel like they have to make plays. They can just shoot the basketball and relax, or be playmakers. They can just make plays, my bad. And that will send us to another level, period. So I love what I see in our team defensively. Offensively, SGA has to be aggressive, not passive in the very beginning. Because once he's aggressive, then Jada will start playing. Dort will step his game up. Chet will do what he needs to do. Caruso will do what he needs to do. Kaysen does what he needs to do. Ihart does what he does. Joe does what he does. It just takes us to another level. That is the real simplicity of what it's going to take the Thunder to win the chip. Plain and simple. So, that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I've got to go. Mike Velez, who's your team? OKC? Yes, the Thunder is my team, Mike. Yes, the Thunder, OKC, that's us, brother. We're going to handle our business. Straight up. Thank you for showing on the show. Sorry, guys, I got to go. I have a basketball academy, and I have to teach kids basketball, even though I don't know anything about basketball. I got to go to my basketball academy and teach some kids some basketball. And we'll be back on tomorrow. We'll probably do our other show talking about the games tomorrow night. In fact, let's go over those real quick, and then I have to hurry up and get.
Hey, I'm sorry, I never hung up with you, man.
You still back? Oh, yeah. Your guy Lion says you need to turn up your mic.
I need to turn up my mic?
That's what he said, but I can hear you fine on my side.
Okay.
The games tomorrow, Nathan. Hawks at the Magic.
Oh, I
who do you like?
Magic in that one. I like the Magic in that
one. I will say I like the Hawks over the Magic.
We'll see.
You know why? You know why? Because of Trey.
Well, Trey Young. Yeah.
I'm going with my heart. I'm going with my heart, not my head.
Isn't that what everybody tells you not to do? Isn't that what you tell everybody
else?
Yeah,
I know. But right now, I'm taking my guy Trey. I don't know if they can really beat the Magic, but on the show yesterday when I did my breakdown, I picked the Magic, but I'm still going to take Trey.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And then you got the Grizzlies and the Warriors, and I'm taking the Warriors over the Grizz so that we can end up so the Grizz can beat the Mavericks, and then the Mavericks will play Oklahoma City, which is what I wanted in the very first time we talked about it. So that's kind of
Yeah, I'll take the Warriors as well.
yeah. Both those games will be on TNT 6:30 tomorrow and 9 o'clock, and so we'll do the show. And then Wednesday, of course, you have the Heat, the Bulls, the Mavericks, and the Kings. So and that's at 9 o'clock. So Thursday night we'll probably do after the storm pregame show Thursday night. What time do you have the daughter? When do you take her? When are you taking her to your deal?
So you said Thursday night?
Yeah.
Probably about you do a 9 o'clock show?
Well, no, because the games Friday night or tomorrow night is at 9 o'clock. So I wouldn't come on until what 11:30 as usual, like when OKC plays a late game.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, but I might because then we'd have a better feel for what happens, and then turn around the next night to do that.
Let's see. Oklahoma City's first game not till the 20th. Wow.
Yeah, so it's the 20th, not the 19th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the 20th. So which that is what?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they said that the play-in teams had a week off in the championship game, which that doesn't sound right, but
that doesn't sound right to me.
All right, the Bucks play on the 19th, so I guess 6 days is. Of course, the Celtics have a lot of time off too, so I don't know.
When the Celtics playing Sunday too?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Celtics playing Sunday, Rockets playing Sunday, Cavaliers playing Sunday.
So the first and second seeds are playing Sunday instead of Saturday.
Yes, every one of the number one seeds and number two. Well, number
Rockets
one and number two
twos.
seeds are playing on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, so we'll have a good feel for that. So I may or may not do a show for that tomorrow night. I may just wait till Sunday. I mean until tomorrow. Well, excuse me, Wednesday, to do kind of a after what happened the night before, because I don't know if
we have the 7 or the 8. After we have the 8-play game.
Yes, to see who won between the Grizzlies and Warriors, and then the Mavericks, and then we'll play the next night. So then Friday night, that'll be what? Friday night will be the losers of those two to see who plays the number 8 seeds going at it, right? That will be
right. Yes.
Hopefully the Grizzlies and the Kings, or Grizzlies and Mavericks. Excuse me, Grizzlies Mavericks, and then the Thunder will play them on Sunday. Does it know what time the game is? They don't. It's going to be to determine.
Which one?
Thunder.
The Thunder game
it's going to be
to be determined.
Yeah.
To be determined.
And I think if we play the Grizzlies with him and Ja and SGA, it'll probably be an earlier game. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, it'll be a late game because Sunday afternoon will be reserved for the best games.
That's right. Sunday game. Yeah. All right.
So we'll be probably the evening game, I would think. Since we're the number 1 overall seed, we should have the afternoon game. But more people are going to watch the Boston Celtics than the Thunder. And Cavaliers, more people watch us than the Cavs, I think, don't you?
I would hope so.
I would think so too. Especially we'll have the MVP because some guy just came on and said that Lion guy said that I don't know what I'm talking about. I probably think that SGA will win the MVP over Jokic.
Oh Joker. Wow!
Yeah, I don't know anything about basketball though. But speaking of that, let me get out of here. I got to go train kids, even though I don't know anything about basketball.
Okay. Don't you love train them?
Don't you love trolls?
Yes.
That's exactly what that guy is. He's a troll.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Yes. Well, don't they live under bridges too?
Yeah, they usually do. But it's funny. I think it's funny to me, bro. You're not gonna.
Well, tell him to call back. I want to know what bridge he lives under.
No, bro. I don't engage in stuff like that. That's crazy.
Oh, I do.
I know you do. I do. That's just not.
You think he lives under a bridge next to Ashbeck somewhere?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No. To me, it's just funny to me, bro. I don't engage in nonsense like that, man.
Tell him. Tell him. Here's what you tell him. If he's living out here in Yukon, there's a food pantry right across the street from the bank. He can come visit if he needs to.
You're brutal, bro. You're brutal. All right, my guy Nathan Taylor of YB. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Hopefully you can come on. And then I know that Randy and I are going to go to lunch. I think Wednesday we're going to do industry. on Wednesday.
Oh,
So
that'd be good.
yeah, it's gonna be a good time. For everybody else,
When's the commander going to take me out for lunch?
I don't know. Ask him. He's right there around the corner from you.
He'll just laugh at me.
Go through the double doors and ask him. You might be able to meet us with it. Hey, come and do the show with me in the industry.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
I'll probably still get hey, go get me some water.
that's what waitress. That's what the waitresses are for.
Well, and but yeah, go. He said, I tell you to do and other tasks assigned.
Yeah, you crack me up, brother. All right, that's my guy Nathan Taylor of YB. Peace out, brother. Glad you're still alive. And,
I'm glad too, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. And for everybody else, thank you for watching this edition of the Unpopular.